Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Heart Xfinity Series race number 6 of the 2023 season. We are at Michigan, baby. It is wide, it is hot and slick, and boy, oh boy, is this place ever handsome. Kevin Zabladil, welcome back, brother, for week number 6.
Man, I'm excited. This is now we get to run the first oval of my career with this league, and I'm excited to see what this is going to produce. We saw a absolute clinic last week at Watkins Glen, and this track's going to be exciting. This is a wide, just extremely fast, slick track. Uh, these cars are going to be a handful. This is going to be a show.
I could not agree more. Man, I mean, this is kind of my home track, if you will. Always love coming here. It is quite the facility. We'll never forget watching Smoke win here. It was just really cool to be able to see Tony Stewart take a win in person. And, man, I mean, just the multiple grooves. I mean, you can literally race anywhere on this racetrack, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, the whole track is usable, and we see that. Like Texas Motor Speedway, my home track, turn 1 and 2 is extremely wide, but none of it's usable. Don't have that problem here at Michigan.
No, you definitely do not. And, the first thing you mentioned right there is we did see a clinic last week. But, man, it was one heck of a race, and this guy right here was not lacking any entertainment on the road course. That number 66 was a wild man in that Hot Wheels machine, putting it back up front here in the Heart to Heart Racing League. So we're going to keep an eye on it, man. Great pull for the number 66 team.
This is another race you can definitely burn those tires off in a hurry. I went out and practiced and just try to kind of get a little feel for the car and ran about 5 laps and already took a good chunk of wear off the tires. So let's see if these guys don't try to just sit back at the beginning of this, log some laps, and look at that long run speed more than just firing off, immediately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, we've seen a few guys in here that have showed us week after week the name of the game for them is patience and tire management. Timothy Peters in that number 43 starting P3 is certainly one that we're going to keep our eye on when we're talking about that style of racing. But we are all ready to rock and roll here. 100 laps at Michigan International Speedway. Race number 6 in the Heart to Heart Xfinity Series. Number 9 on the outside. As we see the iRacing pace car ducking down pit road, we are getting ready to go green flag racing right here on the 213 Broadcast Network. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Green, green, green.
Good start by the 66 of Todd Smith. You see Haney falls back a little bit, but holding steady there on the outside of that second row.
Definitely, yeah. Really good launch by the 66 on that low end, but that you saw the 9 and the 35 there, just door to door, and the 9 is going to prevail as we are coming around for lap number 1 here at Michigan. It's going to be an interesting race, man. Like you said, tire management is certainly something we're going to have to keep our eye on here.
I expect to see some of these guys try to run a different line through the middle of the corner. I think, if you're up here in the top 5, there's still an opportunity to get some good clean air on the nose. That's going to help a lot on corner exit. The more you can get that air on the nose and help keep that nose in the ground, it'll help the car be more stable, help it from pushing out or getting loose on corner exit. So it's going to be a big thing to watch. And like we said, this track's wide. It's all usable. So let's see if these guys kind of fan out and use all that asphalt available to them.
Absolutely. He is definitely using as much of it as he can right now as Jason Haney in the number 9 machine trying to take over the point here at Michigan. And he does. He makes it stick down there in that middle to low line there, right underneath the 66 of Todd Smith. But don't look now. Corey Crandall in that number 35. Throwback to the DEI days. He has come to play.
I like what he's doing here. He's running something different in these top 2. It's so tempting to get up on the outside and try to carry more speed, but it's so much easier on the tires to get down a little lower in the middle of the corner and run kind of more of that traditional line.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely doing it. As we see these guys getting just a little bit loose already. We saw a whole lot of handful of race car when I was watching practice. So I anticipate tire wear is going to bring on a little bit of loosey-goosey for these Xfinity cars.
Well, and you have to wonder, you know, with the next gen car kind of being the new car, and we talked about how different the design of that car is from the ground up. It's not built like a traditional stock car. These are still those traditional stock cars that we've got here. These cars like to run with some yaw, so it's really hard if you've got guys that are logging laps in a next gen car to jump into something like this, because you have to run the car kind of yawed out. You want that back end coming around in the middle of the corner. That's where the speed's at, but it makes it hard to know when you're just leaning it into the corner and getting some good yaw, and when that balance is. It's something we all used to just know like the back of our hand, and we've all gotten used to driving that new car that's just so different that you can't yaw it out or
Yeah.
spin.
Yep, absolutely correct, man. We've got good battles side by side here between Timothy Peters and Trevor Binns for the 5th and 6th position, all the way back to Bobby Lane in that 89. Side by side is the name of the game. Everybody trying to get up in that top 10 right now, being held by Austin Longnecker in that number 95 machine.
It's a big moment there to get clear off the corner. He was able to clear himself up in front of that 95 car. But when you're able to open the wheel on corner exit, it just helps so much to not put that extra wheel input in and scrub those tires.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's something the 35 doesn't have that luxury right now, you know?
Elvis tried to get up there and he was not quite clear, and it's a good thing he put that extra wheel input in, because if not, we'd have had a couple wrecked cars.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And you can see, you know, just what you're talking about. That 35 is letting it hang out a little bit. The rear end of that thing is definitely showing the yaw that you were speaking of.
It's the way to be fast in these cars. You have to, and it's like anything else. It's just repetitions. It's logging the laps, and these guys obviously run these cars every week. But you know, it's something that I noticed. Just haven't ran a whole lot of this car lately, and get in here and run practice, and you know, you almost lose that feel for, you know, where's the line? Am I just yawing the car out, or am I spinning out right now?
Right, absolutely, man. Good battle. These guys are not letting each other get away. That is for sure. And battle. Oh, we saw somebody get up there into the wall. Who's up into the fence?
Oh, gonna keep it. Oh no. That was fortunate that there was nobody else involved in that.
Boy, that was real close. It looks like the number 3 of Michael Moquin had a big moment up there, and great job keeping that thing from coming down into traffic. He certainly did the best he could with it, that's for sure. When you guys, I know, Kevin, you know, because we race together a lot, and you know, you're very familiar with how it works. But for those people at home, man, when you get these cars up into that wall, it is just like Velcro. It does not bounce you off the wall like you think it would. It grabs you and holds on for dear life, and it can be a challenge to get that race car off the wall.
And that's something that iRacing has really put a lot into, because, you know, we saw the Ross Chastain move at Martinsville, the Hail Melon that became so famous. And once that happened, iRacing kind of took note and said, we're not going to have this be an advantage, since, you know, at the end of the day, this is a video game. You don't have to worry about injury. You could just go out there and lay it on the wall every lap and theoretically, you know, run away on a late race restart. They're not going to tolerate that. Part of what they've done in this simulator is when you hit that wall, this is not any way an advantage.
No,
you
definitely.
get to a track like, you know, Homestead or even Michigan here, where you do kind of want to run the wall, and it's almost a deterrent to try to run right up against the wall, because if you step over, in real life, it doesn't hurt you that bad. On here, you're ruined for the whole corner. It is like slamming the brakes out.
Yes, it definitely is. Got a good battle going on right here. 5th, 6th, 7th spot. Scott Kasnave and Rusty Robinson in that number 5 machine. Good old Days of Thunder each and every week. And look, Bobby Lane Jr. up there running the Mellow Yellow scheme tonight. Having a really solid run right now in the P6. As we are 10 down already. 90 laps to go here live from Michigan International Speedway. And as we say each and every week, man, we don't mean to keep beating a dead horse, but these races literally fly by because, man, these guys are just so fun to watch, and they bring a show each and every week.
It does, and we already need to start thinking about fuel. We need to start thinking about these tires. It's never too early to be thinking big picture.
Definitely not. I mean, especially, when you come to a 2-mile racetrack like this, I mean, I don't know if these guys are running 100% fuel, but, I mean.
Looks like the fuel window is going to be about 73 laps. Now, that may go up a little bit. You may squeeze that 74, 75 as the tires wear.
Wow.
It's going to be in the throttle a lot less, but.
Yeah. Gosh.
You still can't make it.
No.
And what do? We talked about this last week at Watkins Glen. When do you pit?
You can't make it, and not only is the fuel not going to make it, those good years are not going to be.
They are for sure not going to make it.
They are not going to be making it that long. Oh man! And Todd Haney having a really good, strong run here. Got a comfortable lead. I wouldn't say, comfortable maybe is not the right word, but a very good lead as we are just a little over half of a second over Todd Smith. And these guys back at it again, 33 and 35. Trevor Binns and Corey Crandall. They have been battling and battling.
35 is kind of falling back a little bit off the 66 of Todd Smith.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was Todd.
Todd Smith is rolling. He's trying to make up a little bit of ground here. He's not taking huge chunks out of Jason Haney's lead, but about a tenth of a second a lap. That's the side you want to be on. You don't. This is a battle versus the war situation, and getting out front and leading these laps early is great. But if you could come back at the end of this run and still have that long run speed, it's going to be very important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of the guys that we brought up earlier is we're going to keep an eye on for long run speeds right here. Timothy Peters, at number 43, he has shown all season long that his long run speed is top notch here in the Heart to Heart Xfinity Series. So we are going to keep an eye on how Timothy Peters closes out as we're 15 laps in this next time by already.
So I'm sitting here thinking, I always like to kind of put the crew chief hat on. Like I say, it's never too early to think strategy. Got 4 sets of tires sitting there in the pit. Do you want to try to pit twice? Or do you want to try to just stretch this all the way up to 50 laps if we run green?
I think maybe that might depend on where I'm at in the field.
Fastest lap in the field so far, Jason Haney ran a 39.47.
Oh, big moment by the 2. Whew.
Oh, wow. That's going to heat up the tires.
Oh, boy.
When it's over to timing and scoring, I was going to say that nobody else is even running. We've got one car that's barely cracked the 40-second range. So these guys, the fall off is real.
Oh, yeah.
That's a result of that fall off. That's why the times are falling off, because these guys are fighting these cars right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, man, yeah, that's when you mentioned like a 70-lap run. I'm like, I'm over here shaking my head like, nope, not me. I will not be the guy.
Doesn't even sound fun in the broadcast
No,
booth.
it does not even sound fun in the broadcast booth. But, man, 66, Todd Smith, just like you mentioned a few seconds ago, Kevin, he has closed up that gap to just under 0.3 of a second on Jason Haney, and he is there. He is ready to battle for the lead.
Interested that Haney's not moving across the track. We see that sometimes. These guys try to break that draft and try to kind of keep that car behind. Sometimes you also just scrub more speed off, yanking the wheel all over the track, and it hurts the tires, and you're better off just kind of keeping that straight line. So
right.
Interested to see that tactic he's taking there. He's just running it straight, keeping it up the wall. I do like that he's staying up at the wall and not kind of coming down. It's a D-shaped front stretch. The kind of natural line that you would run in, say, like qualifying in a single car run would be to come down towards that line, that white line at the inside of the track as you hit the start-finish line. He's not doing that. He's staying up there. And what he's doing is he's guarding that outside, keeping that right rear quarter panel to where if Todd Smith is going to make a move, he's going to have to do it on the inside. That's going to be hard to do on old tires.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Man, I tell you what, Trevor Benz has closed up a lot too. That 33 car has really closed the gap there. Those last 2 laps, he has taken out just about 0.3 of a second on the leaders.
And you'll notice, these are a couple guys, Trevor Benz, Timothy Peters, guys that we saw kind of drop back a little bit at the start. Now they're making their way back forward. We're only talking, just hit lap 19. It's not very long for these tires. It just shows how rough and abrasive this track is, that these tires are already making that big of a difference.
Oh, man, yeah, absolutely. And I'm really hoping, you had made mention with the new NASCARs, I'm really hoping we can get a little bit more of this into the next-gen cars, because it doesn't seem like tire wear is as much of an issue as heat, and I kind of wish it would go back the old way.
It's definitely a different skill set. For sure.
It really is.
New tires are always going to prevail, but they are so huge in these cars.
Yeah, I feel like just when I start getting good at saving tires, they switched cars on me. So now back to square one we go. Oh well.
There are some constants that translate even from the real world into this simulator, and constant evolution is sure one of them.
Oh man. Yeah, 100% on that. So I guess we're going to kind of see. I mean, we don't really anticipate any. There we go. Todd Smith looking low.
Let's see. He's going to come up there. He's holding him tight. That's getting the air onto the spoiler of that 9 car. Going to drag him back a little bit. And you see Haney drives in. Doesn't let him run that higher line. He's going to try to pinch him down here. Going to make him work for it.
He definitely is. Man, what a good battle we have right here for the lead.
You see that's such a handful in corner exit there for the 66 Todd Smith.
There's just something about that comment. Todd Smith and a handful. Boy, oh boy, after watching him at Watkins Glen.
He's a wheel man. Oh, and he tries to clear himself.
Oof, boy.
He's trying to stay down. He's trying to get away from that 9 car to where he can't drag his quarter panel back. Now he's going to get up there and clear him.
He's going to get it. For now.
Kind of surprised at how low he ran through the corner there. I figured once he cleared him, he would kind of run a higher line and try to make sure that Haney doesn't come back at him.
Yeah, that was close. He was definitely trying to take some of that air off his off the rear end of that car, it looked like. But Todd Smith right now so far holding on. Man. What a good battle we have here.
Meanwhile, Benz and Peters are still closing in. So, especially Peters. Peters is really consistently about a tenth and a half second every lap.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and again, we're just kind of talking tires and fuel and that whole deal. But I mean, if we go and split this thing in half, I'm really curious to see what this 43 car does, because, I mean, we're just about halfway through what would be halfway, and that 43 is definitely one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. Each and every time.
Some of these guys may be thinking about doing something different, because. And it even could come down to the luck of the caution too.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
You short pit thing, and the whole idea with the short pit is we see the 9 car. Haney's looking back inside here. You could do what they call a short pit, which basically means you're going to pit early. You're just hoping there's not a caution before the leaders pit, and that almost 2 seconds of lap time that's falling off, you're making up time all the way until those other cars pit.
Yep, 100%, man. Oh, God, that's close.
Clear himself there off the corner. See if Smith looks back at the crossover.
That was close.
Man, Smith was going to drive it into the corner there, and Haney kind of backed out. Whew. Tell you who's loving this. Trevor Benz.
Yeah, absolutely. He is definitely loving this. Get side by side once again, boys. Oh, man, he came close to the wall.
Benz is there.
Shoo. Just about tagged the wall there. Let's ride along with Trevor for a lap here. Get the inside scoop. Oh, tight. He got tight. Son of a gun. Well, folks, that's what you call the commentator curse. Sorry, Trevor.
You see all that ground he loses down that straightaway.
He just got
Hear him working the throttle there too.
Man, just lost the nose of it running behind the 66 like that.
The nice thing is these cars have a little more horsepower, and if you get tight, there are some tricks you can do with the throttle that just are not quite as effective with the next gen car.
Well, and thankfully a composite body too, so they're pretty tough.
Yeah.
Timothy Peters is coming.
What, the damage will hurt you on a big track like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely will.
I mean, and that brings up, the question too. You tag the wall. We've got that fast repair here. Do you want to take it for a little bit of damage, knowing that little bit of damage will cost you a little bit of speed, or do you keep it in case there's a big wreck that you really need it?
Yeah,
it's a gamble.
It definitely is. I think ultimately it just kind of depends on how you're feeling right there at the moment. Sometimes you can take 10 extra seconds to repair it is a lot of time at a track like this, though. I mean, you can't really
afford to give that up under green flag conditions.
No, I don't think you can either.
Now, if it's under yellow and I've got long run speed like Benz has had, I think I probably would fix it under yellow. Get it as good as it's going to get, and then knowing that as long as there is a long run, it's still left to go.
Right.
You don't do that. With 5 laps left.
Definitely.
But a guy like him that's shown the long run speed, you just hope it goes green and you get some more laps in. And I mean, we're talking a long run here. 29 laps is.
Looked like those guys got together a little bit.
That looked like it was going to be big, but no harm, no foul.
That's weird. Almost looked like he didn't realize he was there. Well, Timothy Peters up to P3 right now in that number 43 machine. Currently running, it's kind of hard to judge at last lap because he definitely got checked up a little bit there, but he is running lap times as good, basically comparable to the top two. We're going to keep our eye on that as we are just at lap 30 of 100 right now. Don't know.
These a lot of little 2-car packs as I'm kind of looking through the field. You got 2 cars up front, then you go about a second back, and then 2 more cars. Then you go a couple seconds back from there, 2 more cars.
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely spread out pretty good right now.
That's part of what you get at a place like this is, with that tire wear, you kind of get the comers and the goers. Some people are going to be marching back through the field, and it's almost kind of the Darrell Waltrip used to use that term, like a rubber band track, talking about old Atlanta.
Right.
You get these guys that may spread out, but they all end up working their way back together by the end of the run.
Yeah. I agree with that. Well, I'd be curious to see if anybody does decide to short pit right now. I mean, if you're running mid-pack, I don't know that you've got a whole lot to lose.
If you're running mid-pack and the lap times aren't there, I'm coming in. You don't know what everybody's running throughout the field for lap times, but the iRacing spotter will give you leaders' lap times from time to time. It's going to be a good benchmark. If you're in the same ballpark, I think that's all right. You just kind of let it run. But I mean, if you're losing 3 or 4 tenths of a second a lap, yeah, let's do something different here because this is not working.
Right. Yeah, and with the place this big, I mean, you know, gaining 2 seconds a lap time, I mean, that could really improve your chances on a good points day if you're not running well right now. So,
Man, I like what Smith is doing here. He is all over the bumper, and he's not taking the opportunity to look inside of Haney down the front stretch. Um, but I think he is kind of making him drive into the corner a little deeper than he'd like to. And definitely not what you want to do for the sake of your tires.
yeah, exactly. He's kind of making him overdrive just a little bit, hopefully driving him into a mistake. You know, that's definitely a good observation right there.
I don't think you can complete the pass on the inside unless you do kind of a slide job. If you kind of overshoot the entry of the corner and then slide up in front of them, that's what they call a slide job. But it's a risky move, especially barely a third of the way through the race.
yeah. Oh man. Risk versus
what's
reward.
Really bad is if you do that and the guy sees it coming, you know, he can drive in and keep you shallow and really ruin the corner and really hurt your tires.
Well, he took it low. He's going to give it a shot. Oh, it's going to tighten up on exit. Oh, woo.
Oh, there he is. He's going to get to the outside. Not quite.
Man. He did not hesitate coming right back up in front of that 9 car, though. I think that was a hey, you remember me moment. Oh, he's tight on the outside there.
Yeah, that outside, that's going to be hard to protect. But you see the 9, Haney drives it in. There's that slide job we were talking about. Todd Smith protects it, though. And you see all that ground that Haney loses there because of that.
Oh, there
Haney
he is. He's coming in. Yes, sir. Trevor Binns coming in. Looks like some others following. The 14 coming in.
I think if you're Todd Smith, you've got to answer. I think you got to come in the next time around.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so.
See what the call is here.
There he is.
Yep.
Now just don't get caught speeding. Gonna keep our eye on the 9 here for a second. See how this thing all cycles out.
This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting.
And this is a tricky pit road exit with these cars having all the power they do. It is very easy to light the tires up.
Oh, for sure. Who's that behind the 9? The 43 is there. All right. Looks like, oh, I guess we're going to see where the 33 comes out, too.
Smith out of the pits. Oh, wow. He lost a lot of time there.
He did lose a lot of time, didn't he?
And a position.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty incredible how one lap made all of that difference.
Yeah, that's that's crazy. Jeez. Man, I'm just kind of baffled right now. I didn't think it would. I thought they were kind of be coming out side by side, basically, and boy, they proved me wrong.
I thought that was going to be a drag race out of the pits.
Jeez, that 9 car made up some serious time right there, folks. That was impressive. And when this thing cycles through, Michael Moquin, Daniel Butler, number 18 machine, these guys are going to have to bring it down pit road. Looks like the 18 may be coming in this time. It's going to cycle things back around, put that 9 car back up front as soon as the 3 car hits pit road. And putting Timothy Peters in P2.
I am really surprised that nobody tried to stay out longer there. You know, I don't think that I didn't think there'd be a lot of people doing it, but I thought somebody would stay out and kind of try to run this deal long and make it on one stop instead of two, just to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I guess they opted not to. Maybe they're just not as crazy as we are over in our league. Maybe we just got some weirdos.
And you know, I'm one to if there is an alternative strategy out there, I will
you're the
overthink
guy.
my way into doing it.
You are definitely the guy. All right. Well, folks, it looks like the 3 cars pitted. That's going to put Jason Haney back up front here as we are crossing for lap number 40 live at Michigan. We're going to take a step aside, pay some bills. We'll be right back with you right here on the 2 and 3 Broadcast Network.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
For adventure, for climbing, for splashing, for premium, for capable. The GMC AT4 lineup, premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
All right. And as always, thank you to Alan Tillery Chevrolet GMC Buick for sponsoring the Heart to Heart Racing League. Great group of people racing for an even better cause right here. Check them out. Heart to Heart Xfinity Series live right here on the 2 and 3 Broadcast Network. And Jason Haney is leading the way. Lap 42 right now at the stripe out of 100 for race number 6 of the 2023 season. And we just saw very, very impressive pit stop by that number 9 machine. And man, did he make up some serious ground. But got to tip the hat to Timothy Peters too. That number 43 machine followed him right down pit road, and he leapfrogged over Todd Smith to put himself into P2. We're going to keep our eye on how this all plays out as tires start to wear, as there really only is a 1-lap difference.
And Todd Smith, you can tell by looking at the lap times, he is definitely trying to make up for some lost time right now. He is taking some chunks out, but you know, if I'm Peters, I'm not. That's almost a good thing. You know, I'm not worried about that. Let's chew those tires up. See that?
That's a number
car there.
10. I think it's maybe the number 10, I believe. I think it's our Cleveland Browns fan right here.
There we go. Yes.
Oh, boy, the 66.
Wow.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Mr. Excitement is back. Who let Jimmy Spencer in here, huh? Wow. All right. That is definitely one way to do it.
Taking advantage of a situation right there.
It really is. He threw it in there. Man, oh man. But now you know darn well that 66 saw what happened during that pit cycle. Now, is he going to maybe try to undercut just a little bit this pit stop?
I think you have to. I mean, you're looking at what just transpired there. You know, that was a big swing for the 9 car. So I think you have to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, whatever his predicted pit time was, I think he might want to think about shortening that by a couple laps, because that was big. I mean, right now we see Jason Haney out front by about 2.5 seconds is what he gained just by coming in 1 lap difference, man. That's crazy.
Now, I want to keep an eye on this gap throughout the run, because with Haney now being about 2.5 seconds out in front, I mean, he could call out that he's pitting in and Todd Smith say, okay, I'm coming in too. So, you know, it's not out of the question. There's enough time to where he could see that, and he could kind of counter that move and just come in the same lap.
That's very true. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's almost what we saw Peters do that last time. Was,
right.
You know, he saw the cars in front of him were coming, and it's just, you know, I'm coming in right now.
Right.
The 66 car's on the outside of the 9. He doesn't have that opportunity.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. No, absolutely right. Boy, it seems like these three cars have been together almost this entire race. I think the 02, the 14, and the 5. I don't think my timing and scoring has changed but once this whole race with those three.
This might be the big three of this league.
Yeah, man. 5th, 6th, 7th spot right now. Having a really good battle. I tell you what, the guy that has really dropped off a little bit here is the 35 of Corey Crandall. I don't know if maybe did he burn him up too soon? Did he have a slow pit stop? I don't know for sure, but he's dropped like 5 spots. And I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see
that car
anything.
Doesn't look
but
like it's driving very good right now. So
it doesn't.
You know, I almost wonder if it's a case of, you know, we saw a couple aggressive moves early on. May have kind of burnt the tires up and just been overdriving it ever since. That's something we talk about a lot on here is, you know, you get to that point where you let a mistake compound into another mistake, and the car really doesn't look damaged. So, you know, it may just be a case of just you start to fall back behind and then you try to make up for it, and you end up, you know, kind of just losing more time by the end of it because you're using the tires so hard.
Right. Well, the 3 of Michael Moquin got a bonus point for leading the lap there. He stayed out and got himself some points. So good job to that 3 team for trying to maximize the best they can without being a front runner currently. It's, you know, this racing is all about points, and great heads up move by them by staying out and getting those bonus points here at Michigan.
Well, and you talk about, you know, things get spread out. That's part of what you get at a big track like this. You know, it's a big 2-mile track. There's so much real estate out here that you could stay a couple laps and really not lose any spots. You're going to come out running basically where you were before.
Right.
You know, you're losing time on the track, but you're kind of hoping for a caution probably at that point. So that's going to let everything out.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. One guy that we haven't checked on yet is Mr. Pink Floyd right here. Greg Langford running in the 12th spot. He is up 4 positions since the beginning of this thing, so he's having a nice run out there. And CNL Carpets number 07 machine.
And solidly on the lead lap, too. He's a good bit back from the leaders, but he's not in any jeopardy of losing a lap right now. So, you know, this is just now hitting the halfway point of the race. That's a good place to be running.
Rounding out the, let's see, what do we got here? P13, the number 80 machine of Mark Aulette. Our fellow Canadian friend over here, BJ Lane, in the number 89 has dropped some spots. Daniel Butler right now holding on to P15 in the number 18 machine, so he's having a pretty good run. Nice red, white, and blue looking scheme right there on that 18 machine.
Love to see that. Veterans Day weekend.
And these guys have definitely gotten into some lap traffic here, too. Not real heavy lap traffic, but one small mistake can close that gap up in a hurry.
Oh, we saw that earlier, getting a guy, and sometimes you use that lap car as a pick to create yourself an opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, we know the 66 is not afraid to throw it in there, so. Okay. Looks like the 9 is clear now so far. Man, this is just such a cool facility too. I don't know what it is about it, but I just love coming here. It's fast. Man, I'll never forget, you know, in the older cars, watching these guys go hit 202 or 204 going into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That just Man, there's just nothing like it.
Man, Tony Stewart won that pole here over 200 miles an hour. I mean, that average lap time. That
Right.
is absurdly fast in one of these stock
Oh,
cars.
man, it was just nuts. Absolutely insane. You could smell the fast. Oh, man. You smell that racing
Speaking of
fuel.
smelling the fast, 66 car. He is working his way back up to that 9, ain't he?
Yeah, he really is. And, man, he's running a pretty good line. I mean, it's a little bit higher than the 9 is running right now, too. Seems like he's just getting a little bit better drive off.
I like that. You really keep the thing wound up there. As we said, that it goes down towards the bottom, but I think he's really trying to get around this lap car here.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was him, I think you want to try to get to the outside, but if he's not going to open the outside for you, then you got to get down to the inside.
He's definitely faster right now.
Definitely liking that car being there down the straightaway. I just don't think he wants them there in the middle of the corner.
Yeah. No question about that. I think it's only a matter of a couple laps here. I think he's gonna figure it out or send a message, one of the two. There we go.
Inside.
I think he's got him.
Man, that's a hard place to complete the pass, but I think he's going to make it happen here as they go off into turn 1. Looks like he's going to be clear. Got him. There he is. Get the leader in his sights now.
Heck yeah, man. Todd Smith is on the move. Timothy Peters is, what do we got, about
2.7 seconds in closing.
That's
Now
dope.
he's not closing on Todd Smith. Todd Smith's still running quicker lap times
Right.
than Timothy Peters. But
Yeah, and 2.5 seconds is still quite a long ways at a racetrack like this, man.
it is.
I'll tell you what, though,
once you get close, you start to feel that draft down the straightaway, and it helps you with a little more straightaway speed. But
right.
2.5 seconds back, you're not feeling the benefits of that.
No, definitely not. And, the one thing I started to say is that, the 66 could start to see that 9. He started getting that view out of the windshield, and man, if there's ever anything motivational, that's it. You see that leader, you can see him, and he starts getting bigger in your mirror there, or in your windshield, and boy, that if there's anything to motivate you, that's it. That's going to light that fire.
And then you can see, he's to the point now. Not only does he see him, he's getting a little bit of toe down the straightaway, and he can do something different in the corner. He knows, it's hard when you're trying to chase down a car and you can't really see what they're doing. If you're 3 or 4 seconds back, you may not be able to really see exactly what they're doing and where you're making up that time. Now he knows. He knows exactly where he's making up time. This has let him start to think about where I'm going to make the pass.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see where that door is going to be open for you so that you can maximize when he does slip up.
Yep, 100%. I mean, now he's got the opportunity to see where to put that nose to get some clean air. And you started to say, we're thinking about making the pass. You know what else he can start thinking about is when he's going to make that pit stop. Because he knows.
We are closing in on that.
We are, and he saw exactly what happened with that 9 car. So that's got to be in the back of his mind. He's been playing catch up the whole time. Now he has the opportunity to reverse that role and make the 9 go back to playing on offense. So we'll see.
Here's a crazy idea. Do you pit a little bit early, but stay behind the 9 so that he can't counter? If you're going to do that, you got to be really aggressive. And the aggressive part of that is you need to try to get away from this lap car because you can't call it out on the radio.
Yeah.
You just got to peel off without saying anything.
Right.
That's a little hairy, but
it is.
It's what you got to do if you're going to try to catch him out.
Boy, that would be interesting because the 9 he doesn't have enough time to counteract. That's just like you said the first time around, Kevin, is the 66 didn't have time to pit. He was on the outside. the 9 and the 43 were down low. There was no way the 66 could counteract that. So, man, that's definitely an interesting perspective.
I mean, I was watching it, and I thought from the overhead, I thought that it was just a case of a bad slide job, and it was that the 9 car was pitting in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that Todd Smith was thinking the same thing. He thought he was going to drive it in there hard on the inside, and then no, he's not.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow, that was an aggressive move by Haney.
Nancy, we are at Michigan tonight. Michigan International Speedway. And looks like Trevor right now is running in the 4th position. The number 33 you're looking for, running P4 right now.
Good, solid run by that 33 of Trevor Benz.
Absolutely.
He's got a good buffer. He's got about 3 seconds in front of him, but he's got 5.5 seconds behind him.
Right.
So
that's always nice.
He's just cruising along right now.
Yeah, that's always nice to not have to worry about the pressure from behind. That is exactly not what's happening up here, folks.
Oh, oh, wow. Smith was really going to try to clear himself, but you see this big run that Haney gets because the 66 could not clear himself out. Had to pinch that car off on corner exit.
Oh, boy.
There's Smith trying to drive it in. Haney's going to ride his door, though.
Oh, gosh, it got tight. Oh, boy. These guys are making me nervous. Uh-oh.
That is
I hit the wrong
on
button.
the ragged
Sorry.
edge.
Yes, it is. I got a little mouse happy. We don't want to miss this. It's getting...
We're right at the pit window, too. The pit window is open, I think.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I think someone's got to be aggressive in short pit now and hope that these leaders run a few more laps.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think maybe somebody like Trevor Benz in the 33 or, you know, even Timothy Peters for that matter.
Benz, I would love to make that call if I was him because, you know, I don't know what he's got as far as lap traffic around him, but on the timing and scoring screen, got over 5 seconds behind him.
Yep.
Like we talked about, kind of that incognito. I don't want to call it out on the radio. I just want to come in. There's the 66 in.
Wow, he did
had
it.
A big moment there, too.
Ooh, he undercut.
He had a lot of rear brake in that car, and
man,
that thing tried to spin out.
Got a little tail happy, did he?
I like this move a lot.
Corey Crandall was in. There we see the 35 leaving pit road. So I guess, you know.
Roulette in this time around, too. Let's see what Haney does here. I think you have to pit, right?
Doesn't look like he's going to this time.
Man, that is brave.
It is. Doesn't look like the 43 or the 33 have come either. Wow. I would have thought immediately to counter, but we see the 66 out of pit road right in front of the number 9 car here. So this is going to be, man.
Be a heck of a time for a caution, wouldn't it? Turn the whole thing on its end.
Oh, that would definitely be.
You know who'd win on that deal is Todd Smith because he would cycle through leading the race.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd come back down pit road.
Oh gosh, no, definitely not.
That's big for him to come out right in front of the leader like that. That is a big move.
Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. And I am just surprised at this point that neither the 43 nor the 33 took. I mean, I would have been pitting with that 9 car, if not before the 9 car.
I think if I was them, I think that you got to pit before it at this point. Okay, here we go.
33 coming
9
in.
car, Jason Haney in.
Jason coming in too. All right. Yes, we do.
Peters is going to stay out again.
Whew. Oh, man. They like to make it interesting, though, that's for sure.
Well, I kind of like the call.
Oh, he overshot his pit road.
Oh, man. That is
Oh,
not the time
no.
to do that. Well, I don't like the call of overshooting the pit box. I like the call of running a few laps longer and hoping that the tires will be a little fresher right at the end and you can just drive a little harder these last 30 laps or so. That is rough, though.
Big time. Man, I hate to see that.
That's hard to recover from.
Yeah. I mean, the 66 is already in front of him at this point, so it's
That's just adding more time to it. That is digging the hole a little deeper.
Man, I hate it for that team. Well, now we got to see what the 43 is going to do. My thought process is thrown out the window. He's not going to do what I would have done, but looks like he may be coming in this time.
This is it. There we go. Going to put the 14 car up into the lead. Days of Thunder.
There you go. I like it. I like it. Hey, 2 Days of Thunder guys right up here, huh? Mellow Yellow and City
Going
Chevy.
back in time.
Well, and once again, you know, I mean, just kind of like I brought up a little while ago, I mean, you're not in a position to win this race right now, but what they're doing is maximizing their points opportunity here, you know, get those bonus points and go on to the next week and pitting together.
I like doing something different too. You know, if you do get lucky with a caution, or maybe just a case of coming out on these newer tires and trying to run a little harder, a little fresher tire at the end. But I like doing something different. You know, if you just follow the leader, you're just going to follow the leader all day. Let's try and really shake it up a little bit. So,
absolutely.
I like the call there.
Yep. Well, it looks like, what do we got? Austin Longenecker and Ben Summerford are the last two guys on the racetrack here. That's going to cycle things around. That's going to put the 66 back up front here when these guys come down pit road.
He should have about a 4-second lead. I thought it was going to be more than that. I mean, Haney must have done a great job getting on and off pit road to have running a couple laps longer on those old tires and then have that self-induced penalty by overshooting the pit box.
Right, absolutely.
That's pretty crazy that they're only 4 seconds apart right now.
Yeah, it really is, man. And the one thing, you know, we're going to have to kind of keep our eye on is the 43 of Timothy Peters. Once again, I'm going to bring him up because there's what do we got here? 60. So we've got like a 6 lap difference, I think, maybe between the 66 and the 43. Is that going to be enough? You know, is that enough lap time on those good years to make up that gap?
I don't think so.
Gonna be tight, huh?
It's going to be tight, but I don't think that's going to be enough time.
Yeah. We're going to be coming down to, well, just about 25 to go here in a couple laps, and he did something different. Again, we always applaud that, but I think it might be a little bit too big of a gap.
There's our leader in Austin Longnecker, and he had a big moment getting onto pit road. A lot of these guys struggling getting into pit road on these old tires. Don't look now, but Jason Haney is flying around the racetrack.
He's probably a little smoke coming out from underneath that helmet, I'd imagine.
We are just over 2 seconds now. We were just talking about 4 seconds a couple laps ago.
That's crazy.
That 9 car is flying.
Whew. He has definitely closed it up at 1.8 that time by. Jason Haney is a man on a mission, folks.
Burning up those tires, that's fine. You can't take them with you, and I throw it out too. Just try everything at this point in the race.
Got none to lose, right? Wow.
1.484 seconds last time around.
That is incredible. That's just nuts. Like, I didn't even believe it when it came on my screen. I'm like, there's no way. There is no way.
Listen to these tires working.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the 66 got into the outside wall.
66
man.
has seen that car closing in. 1.087. 25 laps to go.
Wow. Yeah, and the 66 made a little bit of an error there. You saw him bounce off the outside fence, and that slowed him up that much more. It is less than a second, folks. Jason Haney is coming to the front right here with 25 laps to go from Michigan. Can he get there? Oh, man, he is closed up that gap.
Oh, Haney got tight there on exit a little bit. It's going to let 66 pull away on this front straightaway.
He is not saving any tires right now. That is for
not at all.
That is for sure. He is giving
0.580. That is just enormous chunks being taken out of Todd Smith's lead right now.
Got a lap car here of Ben Summerford. Looks like maybe on a little bit fresher tires.
Haney is like, I do not need this right now.
No, that's the last thing that he probably wants to see.
It's like the 47 maybe kind of backing off a little bit, letting these guys race it out. I like that.
Boy, oh boy.
He'll get the lucky dog if we have a yellow anyway.
Yep.
Let these guys roll. Man, the 66, Todd Smith. Car was tail happy there off turn 2.
Yeah, these guys are not holding back, man. That's awesome. Great,
Haney.
great racing.
God, he drove that thing in there deep. .506 last time around. Let's see what the timing resets to. 0.221. He is
Oh,
there.
yeah, he is definitely there.
I cannot believe how deep this line goes driving into these corners.
Ooh, look at that. He is there. Oh, my gosh.
It's tight. Has to lift on
Big
corner
time.
exit.
Big time tight right there.
That's that problem of it is so hard to make a pass on the inside. And Todd Smith's going to make him work for it. You see, Smith drives in a little lower than usual, really guarding that line. Haney looks inside, has to back out of it.
Wow.
And if you're Haney, you've got to go now because you have hurt these tires. You've got to get in front of him and make him work his way back by you. You can't waste a lot of time riding in his wake here.
Oh, yeah, it sounds easy, but it probably is not. He has made them Goodyears mad.
This is 20 laps to go. We're going for a race win. I'm going to pull a slide job here at some point. I'm going to get up there to him and just drive it in as deep as I can and slide up. This is going to be a big run down the front stretch here going into turn 1. He didn't have to lift out of the throttle. He was able to keep the car under him on corner exit.
Yeah.
See what he does this run. I think you got to look inside and just try to clear him up.
Oh, he's got to send it. He's trying. He's trying. Oh, man, you can see him
Didn't
have to
quite
lift
get-
there.
That's not going to work.
No.
This move's not going to work. You got to try something different, Haney. Look at that 66 sliding up. That's going to open up another big run down the front stretch this time.
There he is. Oh my gosh.
Let's see how this goes. This is the biggest run he's had so far. 66 is going to drive in on his door.
And he doesn't. He doesn't crowd his
Smith leaves
door.
a lot of bottom open there.
Way a lot of bottom.
See, Haney's not going to clear himself up.
Dang.
That might be a big. He might look back on that. '66 again does not quite get down on his door.
Oh boy, he got it that time.
Car, Jason Haney, clear it.
Whew.
I was really surprised that we didn't see more aggression there. Really out of both of those guys.
Looks like he's pulling away just a little bit. I was looking back to see if the 33 and 43 were together, but they're pretty well separated by about a second and a half. This is definitely the closest battle we have on the racetrack right now. It looks like...
And it's only for the most important spot.
Yeah, right. Valid point, valid point.
Let's see if Todd Smith cools these tires down and see if Haney tries to cool his tires down too. I mean, this is not over yet by any means. 17 laps to go still.
No, it is not over. There's still a lot of racing to go. At 9 had a good corner there, pulled away just a little bit. Now not so much on exit.
Listening in on the throttle of this 9 car, Jason Haney is really fighting for grip on corner exit. This car has gotten tight.
Oh, I can imagine so. I mean, jeez, the gap that he closed up right there was just damn impressive, man. He was 4.5 seconds back. It's been an awesome battle. Oh boy, 66. Oh, he's gonna lose it. Woo!
Wow.
Oh,
these guys
boy.
are hanging it all out here with 15 laps to go.
Wow. Holy cow. What a save. Again, just a situation, you know he just got so tight and just kept putting wheel in it, putting more wheel in it.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep feeding it wheel, trying to make a corner. All of a sudden, it says no more.
That's exactly what he said. All right, folks, well, you're not going to miss a thing. We're going to keep it right here, and if anything changes, we'll break in, but we're going to play the last ad of the day. We'll be right here with you until the very end. All right. We are coming to 13 laps to go. Jason Haney still leading the way. We have seen an intense battle of two fine Xfinity drivers here in the Heart to Heart Racing League. Number 9 and number 66 have came to put on a show, and they have done just that, getting toward the end of this thing with race number 6 almost in the books.
I cannot believe that we are closing in on 10 laps to go. This feels like this race just started.
Yeah, it sure does. Looks like the gap is maintaining right now at just about a half of a second between the leaders.
I am super impressed with the way that Haney has been able to hold this lead. I thought for sure, and he reset the fastest lap of the overall race. He was flying to make up that 4-second deficit, and I thought for sure that Todd Smith would let him take that lead and just come right back and retake it. And that has not happened.
No, impressive run, man. And again, I mean, the abuse that he put on those tires to make up that much, just wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. Well, Scott Cazenave is having an awesome run, man. Running in P5 right now in that number 14 machine. So he's got the opportunity to come out of here with a great finish. The mellow yellow number 02 and P6. Great run by this team right now. Looks like that gap up front closed just a little bit that last lap. From half a second down to 4/10 and shrinking.
Down to just under 4/10, 0.396. It's going in the right direction. I didn't know if it'll be enough time though. But Haney is fighting this 9 car right now. I'm listening to his throttle. He is not making it off of the corner without having to lift.
I can imagine not. Oh man, yeah, you see that. The smoke coming out of the tailpipe, I'm sorry, the flames coming out of when the 9 has to lift. He is...
That is the sign he's getting out of the
Oh
throttle,
yeah,
man.
he is struggling big time. That 66 is right there. As we riding along with Todd Smith, he is there. Holy cow.
Smith is doing the same thing we saw earlier. Making him drive in the corner a little deeper. Woo. I like the way he's getting down there in the middle of the corner, getting that clean air, and still getting a nice shot off the corner.
Oh, and this time he sends it up high.
Oh, watch this crossover. Watch this. The 9 car's going to slide up. 66 is going to be looking inside.
Oh boy, he's there. What can you do with it? Man, some great racing.
He is making that 9 car overdrive the entry every corner. Setting up some power moves for that 66 down the straightaway. I'd keep going to that well. I think eventually that'll pay off.
Man, he's making him overdrive it, but somehow he's able to maintain the lead.
Yeah, that's just he's making that 9 car work the tires harder.
Oh,
and he's making the 9 car press his luck. I think you just keep going back to it.
Oh man, he is right on his bumper this time.
It's like you're playing football and you're at the 1 yard line. You just got to keep running it.
That's right.
You stand it to your running back and just eventually you'll push it across.
Keep pounding.
I think that's the scenario we got here.
Oh!
This is
Wow, so close.
So close.
Oh my gosh. This is some incredible racing. Holy crap. Awesome. Awesome racing.
This is top-notch stuff right here. You see the 66 really enters the corner high there, really trying to square up that exit. Late apex this corner, get in the throttle, and you saw him give up all that ground on entry, but look at him. He's going to be there by the time they go into 3. Woo. Coming around to 5 laps to go.
It's crazy. Boy, this is going to be...
Oh, don't leave that outside open.
This is going to be something. There he goes. Oh.
I like what Haney did there. Haney made him go to the inside.
Yep.
I think Smith really wanted her to take that outside line, and he took it away from him.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that. He wanted it, but the 9 car closed the door on that outside lane, and yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Man. coming to
different line out of the 66. He enters the corner lower that time. 4 to go.
Whew. Oh boy, he's going to get in there.
Well, if you leave that door open, he's going to take it.
Oh no, he's there, he's there. Wow, couldn't make it stick. Excuse me.
So he made the 9 car drive it in super deep is what happened.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt the 9 car and exit here, but you got to get up. Now, if you're the 9, I think you got to drive in on his door here. Hold him tight.
I don't think the 9 has anything left.
Woo!
I just
Bob
don't.
Smith just clears himself there on the corner.
Yeah, he sure did. That 9 car, I mean, he doesn't have any tires left. There's no way.
He's going to try, though. This might end in disaster.
It could. And I think that 66 is going to set sail. Oh, big moment on exit there.
He might be trying to break the
Yeah, I was
draft,
going to
too.
say that's a possibility now that I saw. I thought he was
Oh,
maybe.
look at this 9 car. Just heaves it into the corner.
Oh, gosh.
Timothy Peters, I don't know if he can see this, but if he can, he's thinking, overstep it just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's about 6 seconds back, I think. But oh, look at this.
Man. Haney is not scared to drive it into the corner.
No, he's not.
It's going to be the white flag this next time around.
Man, absolutely insane. Maybe one more Hail Mary left in him, but them Goodyears are cussing him out. I can tell you that. I can hear it from up here.
Be interested that Haney didn't take the top line there. I figured he'd take the top line, try to wrap it around the outside. Through 3 and 4 coming to the white flag.
Absolutely. Your final lap here. Race number 6 of the Heart to Heart Xfinity Series. It has been a good one, folks. Todd Smith right now leading Jason Haney by just about 0.3 of a second. And what a show it has been. I don't think the 9 is quite close enough. Just not quite close enough. But man, what an impressive rebound and what a win for that number 66 machine. Todd Smith is going to do it. He's going to win race number 6 right here live from Michigan International Speedway. Heck yeah.
Went from burning the tires off last week to saving the tires this week.
Man. That was a good race for the lead, folks. Holy cow. That was awesome. Gonna let these guys do a pace lap here. Congratulate the winner. We're gonna grab some drivers and do some interviews. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. All right. Burnout Central. Let's see if we can't grab our third place finisher here. Timothy Peters, 43. Timothy Peters, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's up, bud? Good P3 finish for you in that 43 machine. Tell us a little bit about your day here at Michigan.
Yeah, so Michigan's really, it's not one of my strongest tracks. I've always had issues kind of figuring out with dirty air and saving tires and everything. And my strategy tonight was just trying to save tires. And I should have been a little bit more aggressive, but I was just trying to save those tires, man. It's just, I was trying to figure out something towards the end there, and it just ran out of time. I was starting to cut down some time, but it's never really been been my strongest track. So
I definitely understand that, man. A great showing overall by that number 43 GMS Fabrication Chevy Camaro. Once again, coming out of here with another great points day. Let's give a shout out to your partners while you got the mic, brother.
yes, sir. So I got my mom, dad, my brother at home, Victory Riding Academy. Let me throw in sim seats for the awesome sim rig I get to use, and then Jesus, Speakeasy Pen Emporium, Ackerman Seal Coating, the Speedway Review, all my partners, that help me week in and week out to get better.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, another good points day, like we said, and we're going to be moving on next week to Kansas. How do you feel about Kansas?
Kansas will be another good one. I mean, I think there's going to be some more, some drafting involved and stuff, but I think that'll be a good one. So the next couple good ones coming up for me, I'll be fast at Phoenix, I'll be fast at Richmond, and the finale at Vegas I should be pretty good at. It's just
Awesome.
the drafting tracks kind of suck with the dirty air, so we'll see how it goes.
Definitely understand, brother. Well, good run for you, and we'll see you up here in the near future. I feel pretty confident in saying that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
You
All right, P3. Timothy Peters, always a factor here. Speaking of always a factor, number 9, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Coming home, P2. And I'm going to tell you something, man. You put on a heck of a show tonight in that number 9 machine, man. You closed up that gap from over 4 seconds to go up there and battle Todd for the lead. And what a show for the fans you put on today. Tell us a little bit about your day here at Michigan.
That's what it was. It was a battle. It was fun. What a great car to bring to the track, and just one little pit mistake, kind of on that second pit stop, just sliding through, gave up a few seconds. It was awesome to be able to get it back, but I had to use up my stuff to get back to Todd, and I knew that he was going to say something for the end. And he did, and what a battle. Like, I respect racing him every week. He brings it to the table. He challenges me, and it is fun to race against him. Congrats to him. What a heck of an event, man. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to call. And, man, what a performance once again for that number 9 machine. Let's give a shout out to your partners, man. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank the Heart to Heart Motorsports team, man. They keep me going. We work together all week long to put this effort together to try to get our cars the best we can, and the practice pays off. And shout out to my family. Shout out to Zoe watching, Alex and Christopher. They're watching the race like they do every week, and I'm glad I'm excited to bring home a second. Like, I feel good. It feels like a win because it was a really fun race to be a part of.
Awesome, man. Absolutely could not agree more. All right, brother. Well, next week we're headed off to Kansas, and we will see you there. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you up here in the booth in the near future.
All right, sounds good. You guys have a great week.
You too, bud. All right, all right, all right. All right, well, Todd Smith, we're calling you Mr. Excitement. I'm just going to throw it out there. You might get a lawsuit from Jimmy Spencer, but we're sticking with it for now. How you feeling, bud?
I feel good and tired. I hope it was as fun to watch as it was to drive.
Man, that was an incredible battle. I mean, first and foremost, congrats to you both. That was absolute blast to call, an absolute show for the fans, absolute just bad to the bone, badass racing, and you guys kept it respectful, you kept it clean, and that's what it's all about on a racetrack, man. So you guys put on a show, my friend. Tell us a little bit about your day here at Michigan.
I know in practice I kind of ran the third line, that third, above that seam in the third run, the third line there. So I figured that would save my tires. I tried to stay up there about 15 laps and then come down, and it seemed to work, but I let him get too far away from me the first run. And my spotter, and I couldn't hear anybody in the iRacing thing, so kind of messed me up there. I pitted late that first pit. So then I had me like a thing set. I was going to run 33 more laps and pit and try to pit early like they did on me and try to get that little bit of extra, and it worked out.
Absolutely, man. Well, just like I said, that was just an absolute blast and an absolute hard battle here at Michigan. And, man, that's what it's all about here in the Heart to Heart Racing League. You guys put on a show each and every week in this Xfinity series, and we could not be happier to be up here in the booth calling this action. Next week, we're going to Kansas, man. What are your thoughts on Kansas?
Should be fun. I like the mile and a half, and like I said, we'll just have to see how the weather is and the tire, see if it's slick. But look for another exciting one next week.
I could not agree more. Well, anybody you want to thank while we got you?
Just everybody here. I mean, it's a pretty good group of guys, and just thankful that they let me come in and run with them. I enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, we enjoy having you here,
And
brother.
thank you guys.
Of course, man. We enjoy having you. Always a blast to call, Mr. Excitement, right here in the Heart to Heart Xfinity Series. Guys, that was fun. Kevin, I appreciate you coming up here and doing this with me. And, man, what a battle for the lead that was, huh?
That was a show, and it's awesome, when you have a show that's that good, and both guys that are battling that hard get out and say that was badass, that was fun.
Yes.
Like, obviously you want to win the race, but man, it's fun even when you lose, you're like, that was fun.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
that's what this whole thing's about, is going out there and really trying to have fun at the end of the day, and certainly fun to watch, and sounds like they both had fun in the seat. So
Absolutely could not
what more
agree
can you
more.
ask for?
That's right. Well, next week, just like we said, we're going to Kansas. So we're going to see how that all plays out for race number 7. We'll see you next Sunday evening right here on the 213 Broadcast Network on YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, y'all have a good early week, I guess. We'll see you soon.